Alright, so I did a video the other day kind of comparing government corruption to the good old boy system. You know, like you would see in a small town where the police in that town might just let the residents of the town just get away with things like speeding or, you know, blowing a stop sign or something. But if people out of town, you know, came through, they would get the ticket. So yeah, that's just one way of looking at it. However, I have another analogy, and this one is going to be where you have laws that nobody really follows, right? And kind of what comes to mind is when I was learning how to drive, and I was living in a state where the speed limit on the highway was 55, and it was kind of like this thing where nobody ever followed that speed, and everybody was always consistently driving 15 to 20 miles over the speed limit, right past the cops. And so yeah, for me, I was learning to drive, so I was trying to drive the speed limit, but my dad actually pulled me over and was like, no, because you're gonna cause an accident if you drive the speed limit, so you have to drive the same speed as everyone else. So yeah, that's what I did. But the problem with that was that law was still there, so at any given time the police could just step in and start pulling people over and giving them tickets for speeding. And of course, everyone would be like, what the hell if they did that? But it happened, of course, you know, especially at the end of the month when they needed the funds. So, yeah, I kind of think of, you know, corruption in our government kind of like that, where there's just these laws where everybody in the government is just like, wink wink, yeah, that law exists, but we know nobody ever follows it. But you know, when the public gets wind that, you know, they're not following the law, or you know, when there's a particular politician or whatever that maybe somebody doesn't like or whatever, you know, yeah, they could get them on that law, even though nobody follows it. And I kind of feel like sometimes, you know, certain sets of laws, especially when it comes to accepting money or whatever, probably are sidestepped frequently. So in that case, I'm gonna say, yeah, it's the system that's the problem, because nobody's following the law and nobody's enforcing it. And that's why there's the corruption, because they're not gonna police themselves, right? And that's what we're seeing.